be going over the workability arguments and disadvantages to the affirmatives claims on why the 60-month limit should be taken off of welfare benefits. For the workability claim, eliminating the time limit on welfare benefits will fail to benefit the recipients more. What they actually need, the benefits, so the need for benefits is affected by actual non-welfare issues. So even if we did take away the limit, they would still have, even if they had a couple years more to be on welfare, they'd most likely still be needing the aid because the issue isn't actually being met. What the government actually should start funding is towards poor work skills, and they should be concentrating more on the lack of education that most of the people that are actually on aid have, and they should also be seeking motivation to help the recipients to find employment. Banny has stated that there was only about 3% that's fraud, but I actually found from a report from the Office of Management and Budget and the General Accounting Office on the federal safety net. Improper welfare payments as well as fraud are estimated to be 10.1% of all federal welfare payments made, which comes out to $71.5 billion. Let's see. So for another workability argument, it would be funding different programs will actually benefit the recipients, which is what I said, like job skills and programs. Most of the people that are on the aid, 23% of them are not even in the workforce, 17.6 are part-time workers, and 6.7, only about 6.7 of them have a full-time job. Also, there's a issue with welfare and education that should be addressed instead. The Atlantic.com author Amanda Freeman stated in August 2015 that single parents who rely on public assistance college classes do not count as work, so many of those who return to school lose access to benefits, which will discourage parents from returning to school because they would be losing out on all the benefits. So for some disadvantage claims, eliminating the time limit will actually cause more harm than good. Recipients will become more dependent on the benefits, and it'll encourage recipients not to seek work, since a rise in income will actually disqualify them from receiving free benefits. Also, eliminating the time limit will increase fraud opportunities, which will affect children even more in the long run and cost state and taxpayers more. So with the fraud, so it's actually been found that about $71.5 billion is what cost the U.S. in 2015 for all the improper welfare payments and fraud, and that is actually greater than the entire budget of TANF, child nutrition, Head Start, job training, WIC, and Lifeline programs combined. Also, a study of 450 welfare recipients in Orange County found that 45 of them committed fraud, and this was done by Karen Gustafson, author of Cheating Welfare, Public Assistance, and the Criminalization of Poverty in 2012. Another study, which was actually done in Chicago, is 50 Chicago women on welfare found that 80% worked full-time or part-time, but none of them reported their income to the welfare office, so they were actually getting benefits when they shouldn't have, or they typically didn't need them. Also, see, so eliminating the time limit will actually also invite more people to consider welfare benefits that typically don't need them. So this will more than just waste taxpayers' dollars, it will also leave less for those who actually really need it. And then childtrends.org and the Department of Health and Human Services and the Office of Family Assistance stated that TANF benefits are not accessed by children in many poor families, limiting the capacity to lift poor children out of poverty, because many parents end up just spending the cash that they get on other things besides nutrition or housing and stuff like that.